Hello there, everyone. Wait for this game to load here. I would if it was already loaded in. This is a game I played yesterday with Orion and Henrik against. Oh, never mind. Henrik wasn't in this one yet. It was just me and Orion at the time. Against Tristan, that guy, and Neo. This one I would call at least the team balance, like a balanced set of teams there. All that loads in here. Okay. I would definitely call it an even competition between the two teams. Well, okay, let's put it this way. It wasn't a couple experienced players against a bunch of nubs. There are new players. That said, we'll jump right in here. So I was playing as Navy because Ryan wanted to play as Oni, and I was like, yeah, okay. I wanted to just. I like playing with Ryan. I like the guy. So I always like to tackle him. So you see, on the end, it's something about Legend of. I don't remember some clan, some game Ryan was involved with for a while. So I'm starting out here, and I'm hiding my buildings right there on Arcadia. Floor Ocelot here is building a bunch of turrets. I saw this, and I was like, hey, that's... So, just a piece of advice for that. That's generally not advisable as army, because this is super counter-wide. Just a single locust can clean all that up by itself. It's great if they just keep running units into it, because they do trade well, but they're very easily countered from early on, so... I was right there. So I was saying that's probably not great to open. His mentality is like, well, I want to get something there quickly, but that works. But when we hear of Neo, Neo's another new player, so this matchup here was balanced because it's a player that's played and has experience, but it doesn't apply that, he isn't using the meta. So let's put it that way. He's a player that doesn't use the metas. So then I guess another player doesn't know what the metas are. It kind of works out that way. So looks like it's brute, some hunters, kind of checking these units out. Probably what he's doing is, okay, what are the good units here, what aren't? And he probably got hunter, brute chieftains because they cost so much. They cost the most, well, they must be the best, so he got a couple of those. They do have great value, but alone they aren't the best unless they can drop at the top. Looks like someone who's just spending a lot of money on upgrades. Tristan. So actually what had happened when I logged in, Ryan said, hey, Tristan's bugging me. It's like, you want me to come peek around a little bit? So, yeah, summer players tend to try to push buttons. That's what they get out of life. It's button pushing. There's other things they get out of life that don't make people dislike you. Anyways, random diatribe aside. Sorry about that. Opening up here, he's getting a ton of snipers here with some rockets. And some of this, I was kind of saying, okay, you want an effective build. Kodiak bunker pushing is really effective. He's like, nah, I want to go for a little bit more aggressive build. I get that. I've been there before. He's like, I just want to get a little bit more aggressive instead of the really turtley build, because the really turtley build works well. But he's making some scorpions, kind of like a scorpion bio build. The idea is scorpions are frontline tanking, and the bio is used for other things. Right here, you see that he only had some rockets there because they were up there trying to take that. And we see this fight between brutes and Gauss turrets. And the brutes are going to lose, actually. But it's close, especially with the reinforcements here. Helps out. Yeah, right there. I was made the comment. So if you are in the situation where you're engaged and you want your bio behind the Gauss turrets, if they're just attacking into you with like an attack command, then the Gauss turrets will start taking shots. They have 20 building armor. They're pretty scary thing to deal with. Ryan's here. He's got some Spartans in there. As I mentioned, that increases the survivability of those units. Allows them to deal more damage. Now, if you notice here, so that guy got a bunch of. This is good center open. You want to get a bunch of stealth corvettes and scan. What he's looking for is my production. There, he's found it just now. He's like, aha! Now he found it, and he has nothing to do with it. So, plus one other thing was that was a tell. I was like, oh, I knew you'd be scanning for production. He found my production, so I think I scanned once and saw what he had, but I was like, okay, I'll just go somewhere else then, which is easy to do since what I was going for this game was a super. So I was getting a problem out, but I was going for a super heavy carrier build pretty much, and it works unless they know how to counter it. But it's a strong build. It definitely belongs in the meta. The meta, right? It definitely belongs in that. Now we got 2 of these. These are probably full of, yeah, elites. Which is definitely enough to kick care of this blob right here, no worries. And this is actually not a bad composition there with some elites, avant-gardes, and spec ops grunts. It's the kind of build I like to favor. For a while, it was one of my favorites. Spec ops elites are the one. This is the other one you could use because this has a very good, well-rounded damage output where it has some anti-armor with a little splash, some light there, and plenty of swords for the tanking and heavy damage. But here, Floro's doing a good job turtling up here. Good job there. And he's loading up with some snipers. Something like this is really important because it'll keep you safe from some elites drops. And I'll show you another game where I did that. And the game after this is really effective. Sorry, it's a really effective play because when they drop onto you, if you have Kodiaks splattered out right enough, they'll be able to start taking up those groups of units. And if it's spread out like this, it'll be able to absorb large amounts of units being dropped on them like that. So the drop is strong, but it's not uncounterable. Uncounterable. Meanwhile, so I noticed there, so I just used my production here and made a couple of CVs to back up. And where did I put that? Because that's got to be done. Where did I put that super carrier? There, I hit it on Earth. Meanwhile, sorry, I should close that. Meanwhile, looks like he's coming here with some of these. So again, these have a place to get some, like the Brute Chieftains. They can definitely beat them, but you check out probably one. But with 4 Brute Chieftains, this was still able to take out one of them, which is definitely worthwhile. It's 300 minerals, so. And then he saw these. The codex seem to be set up here. That's going to be a scan for me. So I was here to make sure he could land safely. I don't think he ever built a turret. Yeah, he didn't build a turret. He didn't know about that yet. Of course he was new. But I made sure he could land safely, and then I pulled out there because I want to get picked. So he's coming here with some, looks like some snipers. Good. Some snipers. That's a little elite heavy. Oh, I think he was telling me to try to back it or scout it there. Now, meanwhile, we'll look at this. All the Navy has right now is a couple of destroyers and a couple of corvettes, right? Units tab. Oh, I take it back. He has a heavy cruiser and a carrier. Okay, there it is. My bad. Those units are split up. He's not keeping units together because he put his production here on this planet, which is actually, this credit that's due. That's a clever slot. No one has ever used that on a plateau. Looks like he's jumping over to harvest. At this point, units tab, in the naval fight, I have 2 super carriers, which means I have, yeah, a couple frigates there, and a cruiser there. Now we see here, this turtling here. So at this point, if you notice, this is me controlling at this point. Here, I'll look at my camera. If you see the red line, that's me, the Navy, because he was AFK, and I was like, okay, we don't want to lose harvest because that would be losing harvest isn't the end, but it is a nail in the coffin. It's an extra thing you have to overcome to surmount. So I started to do this. This is a build I've seen most effectively used by Jim. I mean, I don't know really who came up with it first, but it's one that's been not used by a lot of players unless they have some experience in the game. So, as you right now, the production tab, what I was doing here, it's something you can keep in mind. You can, if your players are AFK like this and you have money you want to dump into them, you can send money to that player, and then just you spend it. Since they're AFK, they're unlocked. That player can't spend your money, but you can spend theirs, right? So I could use it to support my stuff, but what I wanted to do here was make sure that the army was well up. So setting that up here, and coming on in. So we're Setting up here, good synergy. Right there. It's a good move there. He's getting ready for a drop. Now he jumps into these bunkers here, because that really increases survivability if you're not going to micro. We're really just spamming out Kodiaks at this point, and tons of snipers still have a setup there. I saw the attack incoming, and went in there to try to cover it there. Now, this is what I want to show you real quick, so let's pause. There we go. So the drop there, this is what I was talking about earlier. This many snipers are in the bunkers. Yeah, let's go back. Against these Kodiaks here are getting some massive damage in, and these are just kind of clustered around these and not trading as well as I'd like. And then suddenly there's Spartans with the shotguns there, and the Spartans did the killing of all that there. In the end, here he is trying to move in here with some scarabs into some scorpions. Didn't work out. Now, actually, what happened here when he said here for the lag, I was walking up the stairs because my computer was dying, so I was running up to get it plugged in, and I closed my laptop because I tripped at the top of the steps, and so so I had to reopen it, log in really quick. But yeah, I wish I was streaming then. Good snipe there. That's for those rockets there is 250 minerals. 2,500 minerals. 2,500 minerals. So with that, we've got it secure here. I'm taking a bit more of a aggressive position. These are still up. And so there was something said about that. That drop was you saw it was effectively cleaned out that position. I don't know if you saw this position was here, but you want to do both. You want to drop some here, drop some here. The goal for that is at least you want to kill all the Kodiaks so that your brutes can just rush in there. And you can do other things as well. Good use by Spartan 3s here by Orion. Hashtag war accuracy intensifies, but that's a weird quote. But good use of that because he just needs some building killers right here, and it's a cheap usage. Well done here. Well, he's also using this Spartan 2s here to start taking this. So it worked out pretty well. He's fighting on two fronts, and that's a really important skill. One that will help any Oni player. One that's allowed me to kind of push it at other places. Good Oni players were able to do that. Just attack on two fronts, and you'll be able to gain more ground. They'll probably try to respond to one of them. So that multi-pronged is really important. And a strong skill there. Now, meanwhile, on the naval front, not much has changed. I'm not even making anything at this point. I have 3 supercarriers on different planets. And that means I have 12 frigates and a ton of fighters and 4 fighters. Meanwhile, these Spartan 3s. Oh, I was talking about, sorry, random note here. So, at the current time, he must have just upgraded it. But level 3 was the Spartan augmentations. Level 3 was the thing from the Mjolnir armor. Okay, so he's. See ya. Okay, so he's back now. I was like, okay, I've been using stuff here, trying to push forward a little bit. Turtle stay alive. Cool. I don't get this guy very much. I just don't get him. Click on the south right there. Yeah, see, he's like he just lives to be negative. I don't get that. Like you have to convince them that you're not lying. Like the heck, who are you? Like who are you to try to call me a liar? I don't know. What have I ever done to think that I've ever lied to you ever or anyone in this game? Okay, that said. Also, when you're like acting, hey, where are your navy at? I'm not going to tell you that. Like, if you're asking, it means you think you can kill it. Like, anyways, so he's pumping out heavy cruisers here. He's got 5 now. Actually, that's good. That's good. And his main navy, did I pick that already? I think I might have picked that and I missed it. No, it's still here. So he's looking. That's a nice little naval ball there. Meanwhile, I had been dumping my money here at the time into army, so I didn't have a whole lot of money either. I mean, what I'd spent, but I was trying to micromanage my army here. Make sure you take care of his Kodiaks and the rest. So he's starting up to get his Scorpion up again because he wants to get aggressive with a bunch of snipers here. He's asking to move it now. He's testing out Banshees here. Like, let's see how effective those are. So he's making a nice little cluster of them and he's trying to pick it out. I mean, you can see here, this is about 15 or so Banshees. It can be effective against some ability in the outposts. Meanwhile, on Onyx. That'd be kind of cool. What if you made it a mechanic where if you're in orbit of Onyx and you just click drop pod onto Onyx, it gives you some sort of bonus or something. You have to actually deploy units in instead of a ship in orbit. That's kind of a nice little touch. There's some ghosts there, taking some shots. This is macroing pretty well. Yeah, he's got plenty of the barracks and he's good. I want to see that's a good bio composition. A little too heavy on the brute chieftains. I want to see some more wraiths or locusts there. And you want a couple brute chieftains because they can disrupt Spartan balls, another bio unit. If they can close the distance, they can knock them back, and that's really important. And he's asking me to pick this off for him, and I was like, sure, I can probably do that. I think I sent like a single software in there or cruiser in there. I don't know. So why would you, especially when someone's like a jerk like that, why would you tell me your stuff is? Or even if they weren't a jerk, why would you ever tell them? I almost said that. I almost called them one. I'm like, why would you ever tell someone that? It's like, oh, you can get it, you can force a pick. It's like, yeah, no, you want me to tell you where it is, so no, I'm not going to tell you. Okay. That said, it looks like he's landing on Shanky. Leo's got his stuff together. So I saw the composition. I was like, oh, that's kind of scary there. I was asking him, I was here, like, counter to mass heavy cruiser, and he's saying, oh, super carrier will do fine. I was like, all right. So I kind of let him coming here. I've got hidden production in a couple planets. For this kind of build, you can do that because you don't need tons of cruisers, and so if you just after you can just reposition to another one. I'm keeping my navy split up, which is a weakness because if he was scanning for it, he could start picking off these heavy cruisers. Super heavy carriers, sorry. I have 4 now, and he's got a nice little ball there. That said, I like what Neo's kind of the process he's going through here. So now he's getting out a ton of grunts. The grunts are like, okay, we need some cannon fodder to survive. There's Kodiaks. This is a pretty heavy sniper locus. This technically is a good composition. Not one you want to use often. I made these medics to try to heal up the Spartans there. Do they actually? They don't have one yet. If you notice, when Spartans use Spartan lasers, it's just a magnum. That was a clever little Easter egg. Okay, so here the battle's met. These Spartans are pulling back because they don't want to get died to those brutes there. So the snipers are taking the shots there. And the most important thing is those Scorpions just did there was tank damage so that these Kodiaks were able to just decimate the army in the back there. You notice there? That's what did all the kills. They were like 25, 14, 9, 13 kills on that. That's where the damage came from. If you look at the units lost tab, Brutus now lost 42,000 minerals. This composed army's only 20,000. Here's a drop here. That's going to be scary because these aren't deployed and they need to be running right now. Those are some dead Kodiaks. They got a couple shots off, but that's what you want to do with that. Meanwhile, I set this single heavy cruiser in there to try to pick off something. I'm not sure how well this trades or not, but it's definitely going to die there. Yeah, it's dead. No, this is what it is. I don't know if I didn't mention that. Yeah. The snipers here are really able to trade pretty well, if you look at this. Sorry, I don't have much to say right now. I was just kind of watching that. So we held that there, which was great. We just lost tab. If you notice now, yeah, we caught up a little bit, up to 30,000, and a 10,000 here. But if you look at the trades there, definitely in UNSC's favor. Even though we're on the ropes here, um, they lost 30. They lost 40,000 each, and our army's only lost 33,000 total. So it's 80,000 against 30,000. I'm sure they only 40,000. So they lost twice as much in the ground compartment. Navally, yeah, there's only 10,000 there. But if you just look at that kind of like units lost there, that resources lost, I should say. Um, Definitely in the UNSC's favor. There's some of those trades. So no, that doesn't quite have the same setup the same way. Some of it does. For example, when you're brutes, you kind of want to get it's kind of the Protoss build style where you want a Protoss build where you want the Doom Ball. Kind of that's one of the options where you just want to keep a lot of really heavy expensive units alive till you get so many of them that you can just kind of roll over them. And that's the idea there. One. Yep. 4 super heavy cruisers right there. Then I'm starting mixing some cruisers here to tank. Let's see, to try to deal with this here. And now you've got. I was asking if I could try to, because I wanted to get a pick on that, and I was checking to make sure if his navy was anywhere hidden by. So I wanted to try to get a jump on it there. It's funny, most of us are kind of watching this initial battle right here. Here's right on Earth, looking like the structures tab. He's rolling with 28 barracks. Most of those aren't all there. 16 on Earth. Actually, 18 on Earth. 20? Let's do math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 18. Yeah, 18 on Earth. Hero suggesting that he tries to expand his defenses, See, I thought his name is Floral Ocelot. Alright, so I saw he was coming here, and I saw it on the minimap, so I was already blinking out. Because of that stun, once you see it, you have a chance to get away. This will say stun. So I flew him over here. Now, I actually had a misclick here. I told him to land on right here, and that's why they're looking that direction, and I was like, oh. And right here, I saw they were there. I was like, oh, no, we're here. But this is where scaring out amount of spawns are now starting to show up. Pretty much the entire core is deployed. Alright. I might just escape here with these 5 heavy cruisers? Yeah, 5 super heavy cruisers. Now, I'm grateful here that the elites isn't trying to take the ring, because that's what would put a major pressure on it. I see this drop coming here. Now let's pause. So they're glassing, and that's taking out a fair amount. The CSO is the scariest thing to have glassing, because they have the largest damage range. So if they land on top of it, they could just totally nuke down some Spartans. Now, I saw that was coming, so I was like, okay, they're without a CSO, and I wanted to get them glassing, so I jump up here, deploy this, and I'm trying to take out these ships here. Now, he tried to blinked on top of me, so I'm running away from that. And I turned to fight, and I lost that one affinity, which was a little sloppy there. I probably could have kept it pulling back. But as it is, starting to look better. It's a number of fighters. He doesn't have any anti-fighter here. So I could just leave, and I'm going to lose that other one. So I lost 2 infinities for that. But for an entire fleet wipe, it's worthwhile. Just releasing your interceptors with the key there, because when the ships died, the interceptors stayed for the whole fight. And then, as I was coming over to try to get a pick on it, he, instead of facing away, he exits the atmosphere into the swarm of fighters and the 2 infinity class fighters right there. So that was a bit of a misfake on the Navy's part. When you're in that situation, you want to slip away to the planet and not just kind of leave the atmosphere. I think you're trying to get it to join the fight, and then you realize that everything's gone. Now this won't be that difficult to try to deal with. He's asking me to hold the orbit here, so that's what I was going to do. Meanwhile, Orion has taken the ground here with this just strange amount of Spartans. And so that's the fall of that there. Meanwhile, these elites are here. So I was like, okay, well, I won the fleet fight decisively. So I look at the units lost tab. So essentially, theoretically, I have 40,000, well, 33,000 resources to spend on something like macking right now, right? And so another thing I want to point out here, macking is not a useless maneuver. Of course not, right? But a lot of people say, oh, you're wasting your money on macking. It depends what you're macking. It depends if you won the fleet fight or not. So in this context, winning the fleet fight is a great time to use it. So something like this, for example, a single max shot will kill, so I go to the point in case. A single max shot costs 250 minerals. So for 250 minerals, I killed 400 minerals. It's a cost-effective build, loop maneuver. And I'm trying to soften them up here for that. So is it the best use of resources? No. But it works there. He said he's coming here to take everyone. I'm like, okay, I can leave. And he's doing a good job cleaning that up. It's the idea is sound here. What he's trying to do is say, okay, well, you know what I should do is, those are going to be some dead, yeah, those are some dead cruisers there. But the idea is to say, isn't this oh, I just got away. Cool. Looks like they're trying to go for the ring there, but there's nothing in their ships, so not too much good. Sorry. Oh, I hadn't noticed these were here though. And I'm trying to pick off that CAS right now, so I was going to check to see if it was here. This is something you got to be careful about. Your fighters, if they're something to attack in atmosphere, they'll go out, they'll exit the ship. But if the ship goes back exits the orbit, if the ship exits orbit before including technically its fighters, those fighters will forever swing around the planet trying to get out there. So like these are not doing that. And so you dial down these fighters. You don't have fighters on that ship. If you notice here. I think that's the case. Maybe it's not. Maybe he has more now. I'm not sure. He's not making more. Maybe that's false. I was always worried that these fighters, they're re-entered. They're docked, but worried me about that. So I'm going to check into that. If anyone knows, let me know. I wanted to know if fighters just running around the planet like they're trying to get back to the ships, or if the ship still has those fighters from that. Okay, looks like we're running into that there. Great, so now we've taken Harvest and we've taken Kaisari. So because they had the naval dominance there, that aggressive maneuver couldn't, well, no, they were able to land safely and counter it effectively. So we're looking now at, looks like Floral's getting mobile here. That's a lot of, I was staying nearby in case I needed help them against the spin and getting a pick. So with that, we've retaken and getting aggressive within the same minute, you know. And that's an effective build here. This many snipers can really mow down a lot of bile, and this many scorpions can do a fair amount of damage and take a fair amount of damage themselves. At this point, I was like, I should probably go take Onyx because we have the naval dominance, so might as well. There we go. Oni's here as well. My advice was to try to hit 2 planets at the same time, but this is another one. There's no way they're going to be able to stop it because of the snowball factor. This is the snowballing effect. At this point, this is a snowballing effect. They're trying to rebuild brutes. It looks like brute chieftains. This is Bruce played first game, by the way. To my knowledge, let's check that. Oh, okay, couple games. And then we look over here. And look at the units lost tab. This is where it kind of starts to add up. Yeah. I was coming here trying to get a pick. I'm trying. What I'm doing right now is looking for naval picks. I'm looking at production locations to try to pick off some ships. Now he's trying to make a run here, which actually probably shouldn't because, oh no, 3 super carriers might be a good choice. As it is, I'm just gonna. He's trying to get a couple picks in. He's gonna get one. It looks almost one there, but cool. Sorry, so I was saying earlier. We're looking at the units lost tab. Oni 20,000 for Oni. Here he's trying to land. So he landed there. I landed over here. Hoping to try to get a pick on the Navy. I was hoping it'd be right there at the HQ. It wasn't, but I was able to get this DDS here. So that's a full DDS. So he lost all those ships and the units in it. So yeah, it's limited his mobility. And now the Navy's over here, so I'm going to hit that. But which is good because I don't often win naval battles or naval games. So it's kind of nice to have a win in this one. Now looking here at the sorry again, the units lost tab is kind of the factor here I want to point out. Nearly 100,000 lost for Navy, and 80,000 lost for the brutes, and 60,000 lost for the elites. You add that up, that's what, 100 something thousand, 200 something thousand. I'm not thinking, it's late. I've worked all day. 240,000 minerals compared to ours. Like it's very much in our favor. Swiss spoiler active, HQ is active at the same time. Looks like he's trying to get glassed here. And a single ship like this can as far as going through that in safety, he's trying to get a pick on it. Which, to be fair, without that A there, you could have at least halved it. I saw that, so I was trying to come to help support. My production's still alive in these two places. You want to start varying it. Maybe come up to here to this corner where no one scabs, or to that corner where no one scabs, or maybe up here. Yeah, keep trying their planets if you want to. But try to vary it up. Otherwise, you'll get predictable and people will know, oh, he always builds in that corner. That's one of his favorite spots. And they can blind kill you. As it is, that's now 2 planets down. All they have left is this. They never took any resource here out of the ring. Neil left. Now we're just uninterested. Let's see what he's doing here. It's always cool to see how a player tries this account. So he's got race. That's a step in the right direction. Oh, that was a common mistake there. If you noticed there, I was looking at it earlier. You saying he couldn't land his units. I was like, wait, you're on the wrong planet? And he's like, oh, yeah. It's like, oops, wrong planet. This is the first time I realized it was a Sin production. I saw Ryan killing it. I'm like, oh, cool. So he's coming here to land on Harvest. He's on reach of reach, trying to land on Harvest. I even do it every now and then. Looks like he was going for. Right, I was pulling it out. It looks like he's going for a ton of spec obsolete, which is kind of nice. They're not a bad composition. I think he's trying to. Yeah, I think I'm on high charity. At this point, I was like, hey, can you grab the ring real quick so we can get the income and the index, just in case. But we didn't need to worry about it the same because they didn't have the naval dominance or the ground dominance. But he lands, and he's trying to protect it, which is good that he did because Orion's coming for it right now. You want to scan the HQ. He probably did beforehand, so he's trying to just pick it off. But that's where these elites were going. So that was a great little move there. Fortunate for Tristan that it worked out that way. It was again, maybe it was kind of the obvious. It's like, well, it's vulnerable, so I'm going to go try to defend it. But it was fortunate right how it worked out. I didn't see that. So he lost. That was a painful loss there. Meanwhile, RB is trying to trade into here. It's a little painful for this fair. He cleaned it up without difficulty though. Between the beam rifles, the swords, and he did a varied spec there, which is really, really important. That varied spec helped him a lot take that fight. Alright, let's take a look here. Looks like he's trying to rebuild with Tristan. Let's take a look at his camera. Tristan does see it. He notices. A single banshee there. I'm interested that he's not taking it out right now. I guess he knows if he leaves, he'll lose his HQ. And he knows, but he really could allocate resources towards that. He just kind of stared at it. Okay. You see the mini map Ryan's taking right here on the bottom. He's taking St. Helios back to. Okay. Oh no, he's just checking this. There we go. Specking his units up. Cool. One I forgot it goes dark to the green flood as it takes the planet. So he's finally decided he's going to do something. Oh, he's going to triple race over. Cool. At this point, my Navy's no longer important since Tristan isn't going for Navy and we won the naval fight. The naval fight matters because if you don't have your naval fight, then you're at risk of being picked when you try to get aggressive or get last. But since both of those are no longer relevant, it's not a thing now. Snipers against. No, it was the Hornets doing the damage because snipers are actually. Spoiler alert, snipers are terrible counters to wraiths. Duh. But Hornets are a really effective counter against that. If there's no sort of anti-air, which is usually pretty easy to have because hunters are anti-air. In regards of pelicans and hornets. So, if, like I mentioned here, me and past me both decided that Navy wasn't as important, so I started to feed Orion minerals because I was like, it's probably the best thing since we need to beat those elites, and the elites now technically has 3k. Well, sorry, not 3k, 3 times. There's an accent turned into k in my mind. Since they technically have 3 times the income, or at least sufficient to stand up against a single player, a single faction as it is. Let's take a look at it. So it's 40 right now, and I think it's guaranteed to be a base of like 30 or 40. So that's multiplied by 3 because he's getting household teams, so he's getting 120. We're already getting 90. So he's technically has the weight, and if you notice here, yeah, these wraiths. That's actually a good one for the Cupid Shuffle. The electric side. As it is, a single Kodiak, 2 Kodiak are starting to beat this fight. Because they do such high damage. You see that splash there? Yeah, Kodiak's really kill this race. One thing I would like to see happen here when you're in this situation is you got 8,000. Makes more probes by your production. I know what he's doing right now. This is a how long can you last moment scenario. I saw that here. I was like, okay, actually, it can be helpful, and that's why I started to Mac these wraiths because that's another effect of using Mac 250 for stuff like that, and a wraith is 400. And a wraith is a really valuable. Not only that, not only is it an effective economic trade, wraiths are very valuable items because they are one of the few things that are really scary to Spartans. Because unless the Spartans are split up like this from a hot drop, they clump up together, and that makes them really strong for dealing damage. But wraiths love clumps of units, and so like a massive wraith can send volleys and that'll decimate Spartan blobs. I'm not sure what the question mark there is. And that's a meme. That's a meme that needs to go. Okay. Pause. To Orion. That's one of. I think he's figured it out because I don't think he actually watches my games. But we'll show that real quick. Oh no, stop. There we go. It was still following this shows I had selected. But he demonstrates something that's pretty effective here, where it's this: you get Spartans equipped with Spartan lasers. They do a massive amount of damage to structures in particular because they don't move. Structures don't move, which is one of the great weaknesses against lasers. Everything can just turn to the left, and and the laser has to retarget. Oh, actually, that's true. So here he's like, look, I can see it. So like 50 Spartan lasers equipped to it, and he gets the job. And that's the snipe, and that's the game. So lessons from this game: listen to the dev. He tells you counter. He does know the counters. He designs them, um, or he pays attention to them very well. And yeah, don't be a jerk. But yeah, that's the game there. I think that was enjoyable more to play than it was to watch. But I want to complaints from him. In case you like it, we'll hope to see you guys around. Take care.